everybody? My name is Kendall Bowman. You're watching Freedom Fire, and I just want to ask you guys, what more evidence do you all need that we're going to be in World War III? What more evidence do you need? I want to share with you this video, and then I want to get into a news story that pretty compelling evidence, if I must say myself. Let's watch.
One of the most important things President Biden needs to make clear tonight is that if U.S. troops, U.S. diplomats, U.S. personnel in the Middle East come under attack by these Iranian-backed and controlled Shia militia groups in the region, if they attack our people, we are going to consider that to be an attack by the government of Iran against the United States that will require an extensive response.
And there you have it. Once again, another U.S. politician, this is Marco Rubio, calling for, if any of these militia groups, terrorist groups in reality, if any of them attack our troops in any way, that would be considered a direct attack from Iran. Now, that sounds weird to me because it's not entirely certain that we would have evidence Iran was involved. Now, Iran might do some funding for these groups, sure. But the reality is that we've funded a lot of groups in the past too. And the reality is that this man right here, and other politicians as well, Lindsey Graham, lots of warmonger type, people who get a lot of kickbacks and a lot of donations from the military-industrial complex, Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, all the big military contractors are right here in these guys' pockets, I want to say this. We would have zero direct evidence. Now, maybe, but the likelihood is that we would have zero direct evidence that Iran is involved with any of these groups, okay? Or that Iran was directly involved in an attack on our troops. But they are directly calling that if we are attacked, or that if our soldiers are attacked anywhere in the Middle East, we should consider it an attack from Iran without zero evidence. Well, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You're going to go to World War III. I hope you're all ready. From the post-millennial, U.S. military bases in Iraq and Syria targeted in a drone attack, injuries reported. Remember when my last video, maybe you didn't watch it. My last video, I said, it's not going to take much. It's not going to take much for these people in our U.S. government and in the military-industrial complex to start pushing us to war or to directly get us involved in this war. It's not going to take much. It's not going to take much for them to say. They already hate Iran. They already hate all these countries and all these groups. They already hate these people. It's not going to take much. Well, here you go, man. A few little drone attacks, couple little injuries, couple minor injuries. Here we go, man. Let's read. Let's get into the story. The Department of Defense announced that multiple U.S. military bases in the Middle East have been the target of drone attacks as a result of escalation in the Israel-Hamas war. The DoD did not reveal the damage done to the bases, but confirmed that U.S. service members sustained injuries from the strike attacks. So far, drone attacks have occurred on U.S. military bases in Iraq and Syria. You guys want to go to war in Iraq again? What about Syria? You want to go to war in Syria? What about Iran? You want to go to war in Iran? No. We've been in war for the last 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. Longer, even. Every single president in my lifetime has technically been a wartime president. Every single one. Even Trump. I mean, Trump didn't start any new wars like Bush, Obama, and Clinton did. But he was still technically a wartime president because we were still at war in Afghanistan. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I'm sick of this. I'm sick of billions of dollars, billions of our tax dollars being sent to secure everybody else's border, but they won't secure ours. I'm sick of women and children being sexually trafficked at our southern border. Oh, but if that happens at somebody else's border, oh, we're sending troops immediately. Oh, we're sending billions of dollars immediately. Oh, God forbid it happens at Israel's border. We'll send, $100 billion right away. Oh, but the women and children at our southern border, they can all suffer. Oh, all the fentanyl that's coming in to America that's killing 300 people every day. Oh, yeah, they can all suffer. Oh, but we just got to go defend Israel. Oh, we got to go defend Ukraine. Last night, the president gave a 15-minute speech, which is quite long for him. Not going to lie. It's quite long. I was quite impressed. I'm not going to show you because it's, who cares? But he basically came outright and said that in order to fulfill our responsibilities as a great nation, then we must defend Ukraine and Israel. Couldn't tell me why. He couldn't tell us why. Couldn't give any like direct reason why that was our responsibility. Or why that was important for our national security. But, it was just real important, The reality is that it's important to them. It's important to the politicians. It's important to the military-industrial complex, Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, It's important to them because they're going to get rich off of it. Let me explain something to you. You just need to understand this. The overwhelming majority of politicians in Congress, they're doing some kind of insider trading. Okay? I'm guarantee you there's a bunch of politicians that have probably already started buying stock in these arms manufacturers. Okay? And the reason they're doing that is because they know that war is on the horizon and the stock of those companies is going to go up. So they really want this war because they want that stock to go up and they want to get rich. That's the reality. They're willing to send all of us to be slaughtered in some desert over in the Middle East or in some freaking backwater in Ukraine. Or in some, on some Pacific island in the middle of the Pacific if we get in a war with China over Taiwan. They're willing to send you to be blown up, to die, to get your head blown off. Also, they can get rich. Oh, let's continue. On Wednesday, the U.S. military intercepted a series of UAVs headed towards two separate U.S. military bases in Syria. The U.S. Al-Tanf base located in Syria near the border between Iraq and Jordan, and the U.S. Konoko base located near the northern Deir al-Zor region. In addition, there were attempted drone attacks on two U.S. military bases in Iraq on Wednesday, according to U.S. Central Command. U.S. Central Command confirmed that the U.S. military intercepted 3 one-way attack drones targeting 2 bases located in Iraq. 2 drones targeted the Ain al-Assad air base in western Iraq, while another drone targeted a base in northern Iraq, according to Fox News. Minor injuries were reported from the attack on the Ain al-Assad air base. In the last 24 hours, the U.S. military defended against 3 drones near U.S. and coalition forces in Iraq. In western Iraq, U.S. forces engaged 2 drones, destroying 1 and damaging the second, resulting in minor injuries to coalition forces. Separately, in northern Iraq, U.S. forces engaged and destroyed a drone, resulting in no injuries or damage. We are continuing to assess the impacts to operations, U.S. CENTCOM said. In the moment, of frightening alert. We are vigilantly monitoring the situation in Iraq and the region. We want to emphasize U.S. forces will defend U.S. and coalition forces against any threat. The command added, there are currently 2,500 troops deployed to military bases in Iraq and 900 troops deployed to the bases in Syria. And that's not all. I talked about in my last video how there are currently 19,000 troops that are heading to the Eastern Mediterranean right off the coast of Israel. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else you need. I don't know what else, what evidence you're going to need, okay? All I know is this. The reality is that if you want this to end, if you want this to, sorry about that. If you want all of this to have a good opportunity, if you want this to have an opportunity of ending in some kind of peace, you're going to have to vote. I mean, I get it. That sounds ridiculous because, the election is an entire year away. But the reality is that we are in this position because we didn't take the last presidential election seriously. We didn't take it seriously. We just assumed, Joe Biden is some freaking, he's a corpse, basically, a walking corpse, and Donald Trump is just, there's no way Donald Trump can lose it. We just assumed that. We just assumed. And we forgot to mention the fact that the deep state was going to be in Joe Biden's pocket, helping him out the whole time. We just suddenly forgot about that. That this is what the U.S. does. This is what the intelligence agencies do. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to go vote, man. At the end of the day, if we want this to get better at any time in the future, you got to go vote, man. Vote in your November primary elections. Vote in your primary elections that are coming up. I live in the state of Texas. On November 7th, we have an election. You need to go vote. I'll be doing early voting. Go early vote. Go do some early voting. Because here's the reality. If we can win in early voting, we already know we're going to win on the day of. But if we can win in both early voting and day of voting, it's a wrap, bro. We've won. Look, guys, I don't know. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. I'm not a fortune teller. I can't see the future. Okay. What I can say is this: is that we have to take steps to put ourselves and put our country in the best position to succeed. Right now, Donald Trump is providing that best opportunity. Now, Donald Trump's not perfect. I'll be the first guy to say that. Did a lot of things that didn't exactly make me happy. His attacks on the Second Amendment, particularly. Very unhappy with that. COVID, the way he handled COVID and the vaccine, not really happy with that. But in terms of this garbage, in terms of war, no new wars under Donald Trump. And the wars that we were already involved in, we were at war with ISIS in Afghanistan. Barack Obama said when he was in office that ISIS is a generational threat. Donald Trump gets into office, and within months, ISIS is ash. They're just ash. They're gone. You know what I'm saying? And that right there shows you these people are trying to prolong wars. These people who are a part of the military-industrial complex, these politicians that are trying to get rich off of war, they are trying to lengthen these conflicts. And they're trying to increase the amount of conflicts that we're involved in. Also, they can get rich. The arms manufacturers can get rich. And we all suffer. Oh, but we think we're fighting for something. No. We're fighting for some politician to get to have some extra money in their pocket. I'm not going to do it, man. I'm not going to do it. I refuse to get involved in these wars. If they try to draft me, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. I mean, are you guys ready for a draft? Tell me down in the comments. You guys gonna dodge the draft whenever they put one in? Because I'm telling you, if we end up in a war on multiple fronts in the Middle East, and then at war with Russia as well, which Biden did particularly say that he would, he was going to get us more involved in Russia. He did specifically say that. Then, of course, you got China going after Taiwan. If we end up in a war with all of these major powers in all these different fronts, there will be a draft. Because our military has been heavily struggling to meet their recruiting numbers and their recruiting quotas. There will be a draft if we go to war. Hey, guess what, Gen Z? Guess what, guys? You're going to be first. Me, you, we're going to be the first ones heading over there. But that's the reality of what you voted for. You voted for this. A vote for Biden is a vote for war. It's a vote for the military-industrial complex. It's a vote for politicians being able to send you overseas to die so that they can get rich. That's what that is. A vote for Biden is a vote for war. If Joe Biden's first term has not shown you that, you're living in fantasy land, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you guys. We got to go vote, man. We got to go vote. We got to put ourselves in the best opportunity as a nation to succeed. And right now, Donald Trump's not going to solve all our problems, but he'll solve this. I guarantee you that. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'll have another video coming for you guys on Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, share the show with your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.